Well, we have a down moment here at Dan Rather Reports, and as we often do, we're talking news. Andrew Glazer is one of our outstanding reporter producers, putting together at the moment a piece on Panama and why you should care about Panama, and you should. Andrew, what made you decide to do this Panama story?
Panama is one of those places you don't ever hear about, and it was when I realized how many U.S. assets were either in Panama or around Panama. To me, that was a sign that someone cares about this, and one of the benefits that we have now, to the detriment of perhaps the U.S. government, is WikiLeaks. And WikiLeaks published thousands and thousands of pages of cables from embassies that were supposed to be secret, and now they're not. So you get an unvarnished view of the concerns and issues that the U.S. government is focused on. And in these WikiLeaks, I was able to see that there was a lot of concern about Panama, specifically in 2009, 2010. And what startled me was you hear about Mexico and its drug problem, you hear about Guatemala, you hear about Colombia, but there were more drugs seized in or around Panama than anywhere else in the hemisphere.
Well, in the Darien, which is that small gap, southern Panama, which borders northern Colombia, real adventure to go in there. It's pretty wild country.
It is, and it's called the Darien Gap because it's the one place that the Pan American Highway, which runs all the way from Alaska down to Patagonia. The forest there is so thick that they never bothered to connect the highway there. So there's no roads at all, and the only way to go through is by foot through thick jungle or on small boats through these narrow little waterways.
Travel some of the time by dugout canoe?
First, we went by car to the end of the road, literally, and then from there we transferred to a large canoe, a metal sort of rowboat with an engine on it. And we went as far as we could go on that, and then when the river got narrower, we moved to a smaller canoe, which was a dugout canoe, which still had a motor. And then from there, we went by foot for about 8 hours into the jungle. I think we got a lot of our emotion from some of the villagers that we came across in the Darien, who had lived pretty much free of interference for a long time until the traffickers started coming in and either recruiting the young kids with drugs and guns or forcing the village to feed them and serve as guides at gunpoint. I think where you really find the impact is with ordinary people on the ground, and you have to seek those out and you have to go there. That's what we as journalists have to do is go places, because if you just take at face what the officials say, not to suggest that they're dishonest, but they have a specific point of view representing a large government. But to find out what's really happening, I think you have to go places, and that's what we tried to do.
Well, that's one of the things we pride ourselves on here in Dan Rather Reports. And with the audience, I want to say that part of what a journalist does, if he or she is worthy of the name, is you take the official version and you take it seriously, consider it seriously, and then you say to yourself, okay, now let's fan out and find out what's really going on. Sometimes what's really going on matches at least roughly what the officials, whether they're Panamanian or American, say, and often it doesn't. Often there's great variance. That's the reason we have to go into places like the Darien. That's the reason we have to talk to a wide range of people. Well, Andrew, tell the folks why they should watch this program.
I think you're going to see something that you haven't seen before, and we go to a place in this jungle that tourists don't go to, and not even U.S. military goes there. So if not for anything else, you'll get to see a place that you haven't seen before. But I also think you'll learn a lot about how important Panama is to our country and to the rest of the world.